So a 12-foot tall statue of a black lady was unveiled in New York City's Times Square. And I have so many questions. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the 12-foot tall statue of a black lady that was unveiled in New York City's Times Square. Now, this is temporary. It'll be there until June 17th. I'm surprised they didn't unveil it on June 19th. Make it be a whole Juneteenth celebration for this particular statue. Now, the title of the piece is called Grounded in the Stars by a British artist, quote unquote artist, black guy by the name of Thomas J. Price. Now, we're going to get into why this is here. We're going to get into all the details of it, but I just want to say one thing as we get into this quick video. This is ridiculous. I don't like it. It is not attractive. It is an ugly statue. It is an ugly statue, not because she black, not because nothing. It is not. Look, okay, let's just look at it. Let's just look. Hold on. Before I get into breaking down the actual art piece, I'm gonna let this video play with the sound. Of course, I will link to this video and everything else in the description box. If you're on IG, Facebook, etc., visit a link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
And communicate those inner worlds that we have, and sometimes we misinterpret with one another, to try and create an understanding. And basically,
that's the artist right there. Okay, that's him. That's the guy. Now, bro, I don't know what's going on with you, man. Do you hate your mother? Do you hate the women in your family? Why would you put something out there like that? You appear to be dressed really nice to present this, but why isn't your statue looking very nice like how you are? We'll get to that in a minute.
Encourage empathy.
I have a problem that you understand. We all need somebody to lead. Clap your hands like sing along.
And
okay, so that's the statue right there. Now look, let's talk about this before we get to another video in which we have people that are talking about how much they love this. I don't like it. It's not just because she is out of shape or whatever. Some are going to say, well, look, ABO, that's the average black woman. So what? This is art. I'm an artist, if you guys didn't know. Before any of the YouTube stuff, I'm a visual artist. I could draw, paint. I could do everything, okay? Like, I can create all the artwork at my house if I wanted to. Get some canvas, get some art supplies. I go to Dick Blick, all of them. I'm that kind of guy. I was a guy at 19 years old, one of them big portfolios with a 24 by 36 canvas in there. That was me. So I know a little bit about art. This is not attractive. Even if it's supposed to be like realism can still be attractive. This is just ridiculous. You're wearing regular clothes, a t-shirt, and some leggings or sweatpants. I don't know what that is. Okay. And this pose, we're going to get to the pose in a minute because what I see, attitude, you know, stereotype, black woman stereotype, really ridiculous. And then they care so little about the appearance of the statue, they didn't even give her a brassiere. It's like, man, come on. This is crazy. This is totally nuts. Now, before I go too deep into it, let's get to a news clip. Of course, as I said, I'll link to it in the box. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll this.
A new statue in Times Square we're told, turning heads. It's making people not only stop and stare, but also reflect. A rare feat in the middle of one of the busiest places in the world.
Reflecting on what, though, bro?
Nia Maldonado shows us why.
At 12 feet tall, in the middle of Times Square, stands a bronze sculpture of a young woman.
It's instantly stood out. It's powerful.
It's so tall and big.
The sculpture, created by artist Thomas Price, was unveiled at Duffy Square last week, and in just a matter of days, it has stopped hundreds in their tracks. Who is she? Well, technically, she's whoever you want her to be.
Me being a plus-size black woman, I kind of looking at it was just like, oh, I wonder what me as a small child would have thought looking at something like that.
Let's pause. Okay, so this speaks to you as a quote-unquote plus-size black woman. So is it aspirational? Okay, so you're a little kid and you see this. Would you want to grow up to be a frumpy-looking person? Is that what you want? Somebody that's overweight, not in shape? Is that what you want? Is that what you would aspire to be? The statue is not aspirational, nor is it inspirational. Aspirational meaning nobody wants to be like that. or at least they shouldn't want to be like that. And it's not inspirational. It's not any kind of historical figure. It's not going to evoke a positive emotion. Let's keep on going.
Representation.
The piece is part of a series called Grounded in the Stars, which Gene Cooney, director of Times Square Art, says confronts preconceived notions of identity and representation.
To have this work here is making a statement, potentially asking questions about what we value as a city, as a society, and
Gobbledygook word salad.
hopefully it's a tribute to our shared humanity.
Tourists and New Yorkers we spoke with expressed different interpretations of what she represents to them.
It's a plus-size woman. I'm a plus-size man. I'm African-American. It's the African-American woman statue. So just seeing another piece for me to stop and just have
I'm a plus-size man. All right, bro, whatever.
Moment with was very powerful.
If you look at the eyes, it's looking straight at something, it's focused, it's purposeful.
The sculpture proves to be a well-liked juxtaposition placed among the more traditional statues in Times Square, which is the goal, according to officials, of placing said artwork in such a significant area.
Coming from a person of color background as well, it's really nice to see something come across as like this everyday person that looks a little bit out of place. But I also think that's because of where we are standing. It might not look out of place if everything in our surrounding reflected everyday life more to us.
Okay, so that's the idea. That's what's going on now. We got a lot to get into. Now, you might be asking, hey, ABO, why am I looking at Lizzo right now? Well, listen, you could be a so-called regular person, not necessarily the ideal beauty standard. You could still dress nicely. Okay, this right here is a nice outfit. Now, it's about 15 sizes too big, I would say, but it's still not a t-shirt and a pair of leggings. It's still not a t-shirt and a pair of leggings. Lizzo, who has made her whole career be about being big and being fat, like her name is Lizzo Be Eating on Instagram. That's her whole shtick. Even she is going to dress up and wear makeup and look nice for an event, despite being very big like that. So the whole thing about, oh, well, that's a regular black woman, ABL. Nah, please, spare me the nonsense. Spare me the nonsense. No brassiere, t-shirt, leggings, regular pair of shoes. Nah, that's not it. Now, look, these are the statues that are already right there. Okay, you have George Cohen, and I forget the name of this particular statue. Y'all let me know who this is. But these are the statues that are already right there in Times Square that are permanent, that are pedestalized. So the artist, the British guy, the black guy I showed you, his objective was to make a juxtaposition between these statues of white guys and the black woman. That was his whole thing. Okay. Now, these are proper statues. All right. These are not necessarily super big and strong, powerful men or whatever, but they're wearing nice clothing. It's done very well. That's the way a statue is supposed to look like. That's the way a statue is supposed to actually be. Now, they were comparing this to Michelangelo, and I know it's censored. Some of y'all might want to see his pee-pee, but I'm on social media. They kind of weird with that kind of stuff, so y'all pardon me. But anyway, Michelangelo's David, they're comparing it to that. Now, why? Because of the pose, the contrapposto pose, which is you put more of your body weight on like a back leg. That's the whole thing. So I see hand on hip. That's what I see. But the artist is like, nah. See, it's like Michelangelo. Bro, is this dude a scammer? Did he get paid to do this? This is completely ridiculous. And I see it as a slap in the face, probably to somebody in his family that he got a problem with. Because that's Michelangelo, though, for real, bro. Michelangelo, you want to compare that monstrosity to Michelangelo? I mean, bro, really? Now, look, as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to all the real artists out there who would never put out such a ridiculous thing. And look, I almost forgot one thing. If you want to have a good statue, this one right here is in Ghana. Pardon me, not Ghana. This is in Senegal. This is a real statue. The African Renaissance Monument. This is a good one. You got the father, the mother, the wife, and the child going forward. It's truly progressive. It's very big in stature. That's what I want to see when we're talking about statues. If you're talking about statues of black people and you want to send a message, send me something like that. Don't send me, hold on, don't send me this here. Don't send me that. Don't send me that. Okay. Just because you might see a person looking like that in Target, Food Line, or something like this does not mean that that's what I want to have on the statue. I'm sure you could find a person looking just like that in the village somewhere in West Africa. I'm sure you could, but the statue is supposed to be inspirational and aspirational. It inspires you to go forward. You aspire to be like that. If you're a man, you want to be muscular. You want to be leading your family. You want to be a father in your children's life. If you're the woman, you want to be totally feminine. You want to be beautiful, and you want to have children. That's the whole thing. That's what you want to be. That monstrosity in New York City is totally ridiculous. And I hope that they don't do that anymore. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion about the statue in New York City, grounded in the stars? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. That whole thing was ridiculous, man. And them fun people talking about, oh, well, she looks so intense and come on, man. Like, that statue is ridiculous. I don't care. Oh, it's an average woman. Why would you make an average person into a 12-foot tall statue? And if it's going to be an average person, like, okay, the person can quote unquote look average if they are someone of relevance. Okay. Like Benjamin Franklin. Okay. This guy was not super in shape. He was not looking like Michelangelo's David, but there's going to be statues and busts and whatnot of him because of how important he was to this nation's history. If that's not going to be why the statue is put up, then it needs to be a different reason, not just, oh, regular person, no brassiere, t-shirt. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. And that is all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.